guys! First of all, happy Halloween in a day. So it's this week's vlog on pretty much nutrition is what everybody chose. So I'll choose a few things, try and hit as many of those questions as I possibly can so that you guys can have some good answers. So one of the ones that really stuck out to me was by Ellie. She was asking, when am I going to get skinny? So this process takes time. Unfortunately, I know that's not what you want to hear. Trust me, I didn't want to hear that when I first started my journey. But you are going about it the right way by following Gabe's plans and by following the Beast workouts. And I'll tell you why. When I first started, I was doing 1,000 calories a day and I was losing about 2.5, 3 pounds a week. But it was at a cost. So 1,000 calories is not enough to sustain anything. The problem too was the plan that I had chose, which was the Venus Index. Please do not Google it and look it up. Was that you could eat whatever you wanted as long as you stayed right around the 1,000 calories. So kind of those people where if you wanted to have one huge meal a day, you could do that. But it came at a cost. So yeah, I was losing 1.5 or 2.5 to 3 pounds a week, or it was more around 2 pounds. But I was really moody, as you can probably guess, with just eating that many calories, because at that time I wasn't worried about the quality of food I was eating. So I was just still going to Taco Bell and just eating one of their meals pretty much. So I wasn't really choosing nutritional food. I was just feeding my body with junk. So the other thing was I was really moody. It started affecting my female cycles. And yes, I know there's males on here, but you probably have women in your life and you need to know that when a woman diets down, if she diets down too much, it will affect your female cycles. Some women will lose their female cycles or their menstrual cycles, in case you're wondering what that is. They'll lose them and you won't see it for 6 months, which can be, that's really bad, especially when you're young. If you want to have kids in the future or you're trying to have a baby, that's not a good thing. Or you can have it very, very, very often. When I first started losing weight, it never went away. So that was the bad end. I'd rather have it not come, right? Because I was done having kids. But so there's lots of issues that you need to think about when you do something like that. The other thing was I had no energy for my workouts. Now on that plan, which I only did for about a month and a half maybe, you're only working out 3 days a week and kind of doing more of like a total body workout. And then they really they said you could do cardio, but they knew you weren't going to have energy for it. So it wasn't really encouraged to do lots of cardio. Now we all know cardio is good for fat loss, but it's also really good for your heart. You need to do cardio, at least be walking something to really work your heart. Otherwise you are just not going to be healthy on the inside as much as you're trying to be on the outside. So it takes time. And to do it the healthy way and a long-lasting way, it's going to take time. So you hear all these people doing yo-yo dietings, right? Well, how that happens is because they will lose 20, 30 pounds in 2 months. But guess what? Once they start eating normal again or enjoying any sort of meal, then they binge and they gain the weight back. We talked about this before, I think in my first vlog, is like the Biggest Losers contestants that are there. They lose this incredible amount of weight. They are being kept in a house. They're having their food cooked for them. They're not allowed to go outside and enjoy time with their friends, their family, nothing like that. And what happens if you read anything on Google nowadays about the Biggest Losers, you will see that almost all of them have not just gained the weight they lost, but gained it back plus, because you're not really getting down to the problem, which is, what is your problem? Is it that you like to binge eat? Is it that you like to eat sweets? Is it that you like to eat salty things? Is it that you're an emotional eater? There's a lot of different things that can come into play. For myself, I was neither of those. I was not a binge eater. I was not an emotional eater. I was just eating the wrong types of food, and my amounts of food were incorrect. So for me, tracking things opened my eyes to show, oh, really, when I go to Taco Bell, even eating one taco at Taco Bell is not any sufficient nutritional value to it. And I was still hungry after. Well, of course, there was nothing in there that was really filling me up. So it's knowing those things. It's also learning. A lot of people, I used to be a Starbucks person, but then you start tracking those calories and you will see you can down 500 calories in one drink. And most people drink multiple Starbucks drinks a day, or, multiple really high calorie drinks. So you got to watch those things. So for me, and when I work with my clients, I always recommend tracking your food. Even if it's for a week, it will be eye-opening to you to see what you are really intaking, because it's very different to just kind of guesstimate at the end of the night. Oh, I think I had this, and I remember I had that. Oh, well, do you remember the spoonful of peanut butter you had? Peanut butter is healthy, but it's a healthy fat that still has a lot of calories in it. You should not be eating 5 tablespoons of peanut butter a day unless you're a bodybuilder and you're at 2,800 calories. So those are things that I can recommend doing also, and Gabe will recommend this too, is if you've been on a plan for a while, you haven't been tracking, and so your numbers aren't coming down, then you need to adjust something. So that's to start tracking your food. Do that for a few weeks. And if things don't change, then you need to start weighing your food. So for me, I was always saying towards the beginning there, I was always saying I was eating a lot more protein than I actually was, because my measurements of what 4 ounces was compared to what 6 ounces of chicken was off. So even measuring, now you don't have to do that for life. I enjoy measuring and tracking everything. It makes me stay accountable. It makes me know where I need to adjust things, or where I can eat a dessert. So I and Gabe, we use the if it fits your macros. So IIFYM. That style of eating allows me, Gabe, to give me my numbers and my percentages, just like he gave you guys. And then I'm free to eat how I want as long as I hit those. So if I want to save a little bit of fat and not have, a steak that day, I can save a little bit of fat and maybe fit in half a cup of ice cream. But once again, the measuring comes into play there, because you would be shocked at what a half a cup of ice cream looks like. You'll be shocked at what an actual tablespoon of peanut butter looks like. It's not a lot. Trust me, it's very depressing in the morning, but it's really helped me hit my goals. So you really have to watch that and be careful. So it takes time, and it's learning all these little tricks that you can use. You will get more confident as you go through this process longer. Before, I never had any pictures of myself. Now I wish I did, so I would have them for comparison. So you're seeing you're seeing somebody I've lost, give or take 85, 95-ish pounds, something like that. And I've gained a lot of muscle in the interim. So I have been at both sides of the spectrum. And, I'm a lot more confident. You see, I'll take pictures, I'll do these vlogs now, stuff like that. So it just takes time. Another thing is eating right, or eating for muscle growth and eating for fat loss. There are different plans for that. Gabe is the right person to detect that. That's why I still use him as my coach, because even though I'm a personal trainer and I help other people do this, I like somebody to say, hey, Jackie, it's time for us to do this type of plan. And so we're going to adjust your calories by so much. So for example, 2 weeks ago, I was eating 1,800 calories, lots of carbs, because we were more in a bulking phase, trying to get extra weight so that I could turn that into muscle. And then now I'm eating around 1,350 and then 1,600 calories, and I'm doing a carb cycle so that we can do a little bit of a cut. So having that coach, having that person guide you is really gonna help you. You can do it on your own, absolutely. After you have done this for a few months, you'll learn what your body does best and how you can do it. But having a coach like Gabe, where he's taking all the guesswork out for you, is really nice. So really, when he gives you this, trust me, I questioned him a lot in the beginning. You can ask him this. And what it comes down to is he was right. It's simple. It seems too good to be true. Trust me. What do you mean I can eat 1,600 calories and I can eat these carbs and still lose weight? You're crazy. No, there's got to be some other way. It has to be harder than this. Otherwise, everybody would be doing it. No, it's not. It's really very simple, and you can overthink it. A lot of people really overthink it a lot. The one thing that I have learned and will always push with people is make sure you're hitting your protein goals. Protein is essential for building your muscles. So you need it not only for building muscles, but to help with not feeling like you're hungry. So if you just eat a salad, yeah, 30 minutes later, you're going to feel hungry. But if you have a salad with 4 ounces of chicken on top, it's going to fill you up a lot more. Plus now you're having that protein in there that's going to help you. So out of all of the macros, in my opinion, protein is the most important. You can overdo it. You should not be eating 500 grams of protein a day unless you are a big bodybuilder. That's just the fact of it. But scientifically, it's proven that you at least need 80 grams of protein as a woman to function normal. So I know all of Gabe's plans are never ever go below that. So just know that that's where, you need to hit for sure in your day to make sure that you're doing that. Now, I've always thought this, and it sounds backwards, eating more to lose weight. That's the silliest thing I've ever heard of, but it's true. Like I said, I was eating the 1,000 calories. I was losing a little bit of weight, but it wasn't helping me. Whereas now I eat more calories. I'm still leaning out, but I'm also now building muscle because I'm fueling my body with the right amounts of foods that it needs. So your body is going to crash under 1,200 calories. It's going to crash after a few weeks. You cannot sustain that. Even bikini models, competitors, they cannot stay eating such low calories for more than that 1 week or 2 weeks prior to their shows. They always come back to a normal, more functioning level of calories. So you cannot sustain that. You need to make sure that you're eating your calories. Now, yes, I come days where I don't feel good, so I don't eat as much food, but you're trying every day to hit those calories as close to as you can. And then work with those and see. And of course, if after a few weeks you don't see any change, then you talk to Gabe and you try numbers or you try something else, or you gauge how much you're really working out. When you're pushing weights, are you lifting 2 pounds? Could you possibly go to 5-pound weights? You always want to be pushing it. I mean, to me, the gym is the easy part and being in the kitchen is the hard part. Because the gym, you can go in, you can de-stress, you can relax. I mean, yeah, you get sore, and I know that's hard for some people, but after a few times going in the gym, it becomes an addiction, and it's easy to go in there and get that done. But it's being good with your nutrition that's really the hard part. So meal prepping is good. Having protein bars, protein shakes on hand for people that are like nurses and they're busy all the time. Those are essential because your body is going to hold on to that fat. And I've seen this in my personal life and with my clients is they're like, oh, well, I don't want to eat that much because I don't want to gain weight. Well, guess what? Now your body thinks it's starving. And so it's going to hold on to everything. You start eating normal again, 1,600 calories where you should be at, you'll start losing weight again. Because your body's like, oh, I don't need to hold on to everything that you just fed me because now I know I'm going to get fed in 2 or 3 hours again. So it sounds very backwards, but trust me, it works. So stick with the plans Gabe gave you. Always ask questions, of course. That's what we're here for. I bothered the heck out of Gabe when I first started, but we're here to make sure that you guys are going to do good. If you have questions, that's why we're team leads, so that we can answer those for you because we want everybody to be successful in their journey. That's what we're here for. So hope you guys have a great week. Enjoy Halloween. One day won't kill you. Don't go too crazy though. But have a fun sized bar if you want it. There's these certain holidays that come up, and I have learned that one day is not going to kill you. One day of dieting is not going to make you skinny either. Okay, it's a consistent thing. It's balance. You need to have a life, but also, stay on track as much as you can. So that's my recommendation. Enjoy life and have a good weekend, guys.